Hey guys, my name is Sanjay and welcome to the Engineer Wannabe YouTube channel. I am a bit disheveled. It's a little hot. um, but hey, I'm glad you're here. I hope you're all doing really well. Having a nice ice cold can of Sussex. I don't know if you guys know what that is. It is from the Maritimes, New Brunswick, which is where my father-in-law's from. So yeah, I don't know why they don't ship this stuff out like to more areas. You kind of have to go there and get it. Anyway, good to see you all. Thank you for joining me. I think my friend Bobby K might be joining in a little bit, Dr. Bobby, but I'm not sure. We've got a lot to talk about. I just uploaded a video talking about my wristwatch check. Let me know, guys, what you're wearing on your wrist. But on my wrist is the Grand Seiko SBGE. Get a good shot of that. SBGE 257 Spring Drive GMT. Last week I said I would 10 times out of 10 take one of these GMTs over GMT Master 2. So putting my money where my mouth is, so to speak. Yeah, I had kind of forgotten about the GMT, the Spring Drive GMT 40 millimeter up until last week. And then I was kind of stewing on it through the week and went to go see it. Went to go see a couple of watches today. So we'll talk about all that in a bit. But yeah, put it on my wrist and I was wearing the Planet Ocean. So I had a good gauge of thickness just to see if I'm able to manage the thickness because I know the size is okay. The size is okay. The thickness is okay as well. And yeah, so made the trade, made the purchase. I don't know if Dr. Bobby wants to grill me about what got out, but a few of you already know. So yeah, Grand Seiko back in the collection. Great, I'm excited. I'm also excited that it's a spring drive because I love spring drive. I love that tech. That tech is a lot. That tech got me really excited about watches back in the day, 4 years ago or so. Okay, let me say hi to everyone in there in the chat. X Hobbies. Hello. I don't think I've seen you before, but welcome. Spirit Zulu time. Yes, that was one of the watches I finally got to see, the 39mm Zulu, 39mm GMT from Longines. Hey, Cabby Lake, good to see you. Kevin Hawthorne is here as well. Good to see you. Bill K says congrats on the GSGMT. Thank you, sir. I appreciate it. It is really nice. James Duffy, hey, good to see you. We're in the SPGG 213. Honor the new purchase. It's an excellent watch. James, great choice. FP Wilson, Lord FP Wilson, good to see you. Hey, Chaz from the Berg, how's it going? Good to see you, Chaz. Detroit Spartan, hey, good to see you. Hobby Bobby's here. Walter is here. We're hoping to meet up today, but it didn't quite work out. But it'll happen soon. Spend some time together. Big Wrist is here as well. Omega SMP GMT. Ooh, that's an excellent choice. Great choice. Hey, Kevin S. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Is it like Colt 45? Not sure what that means. Is that a gun or something? Colt 45? Not sure. Not sure. Please explain, Chess. Marcus F. Hey, how's it going? Good morning or good morning. Yeah, good morning to you. Sympathy for the bezel. Hey, how's it going? I am a self-proclaimed watch nerd. Ha, I get it. Watch nerd. Me too. Cowboy Swami. Hey, how's it going? Good to see you again. It's been a while. Chaz saying congrats. Thank you, sir. I see Oil Money. Hey, Oil Money. He's wearing the Rolex GMT Master 2 Batman. Yeah, it's a cool watch, you know? Yeah, I respect that watch. It's just not for me. Not for me. Marcus F. We're in the green Omega Seamaster 300. Hey, congrats. I don't know. At least I don't remember hearing you got it. Congrats, Marcus. James asking for anything with the collection. I will let you know shortly. Yeah, I could just let you know now. Yeah, the Black Bay 58 bronze did leave. So I don't know if I'm going to roll this over to the Cartier Santos or just, aggressively save, even more aggressively save, so that I have the money in time in place by the time my AD sources the medium Santos used, hopefully. We'll see. But Black Bay 58 bronze is gone. Hey, Dis is here. Good to see you, Dis. It's been a while as well. Hope you're doing well. Bobby Legs, how's it going? Aussie Expat Watches. Hello. I don't think I met you before, so welcome. Steve, good to see you. Scrolling down here. Oh, Marcus. Marcus saying tutorial steel and gold champion dial is cool. I was staring at that one for quite a while today. I think it's the first time I've seen it close up. The gold on gold on gold in steel. It was cool. It was really cool. It's a malt liquor, Colt 45. Okay, but I still don't get the context. What's the context? Sanjay so pure. Well, thank you. I don't know. Sweet summer child. Oh, I get it. Okay, the context is celebration, right? Okay, I get it. See, there we go. The gears clicked, and I understand. Got my Batman on a 116610 glide lock today. Hey, I think that would improve it significantly. But Kevin S did make a good point last week where he said I would just complain about it being too long, then the class being too long. So I'm not entirely sure if I would. I've spent time with the Submariner. I've seen Colin's Submariner pretty up close. I didn't think the clasp was too long on that, like the glide lock clasp. But I think that's a really excellent upgrade. I think it deserves to come with the glide lock, right? I don't know. I feel like it does. Hey, Reinhardt's here too. Good to see you, sir. Hope you're doing well. Drank Colt 45 because of Billy D. Williams. Who's Billy D. Williams? Okay, I'm getting in the weeds here. Hey, Clayton, good to see you as well. Alex is here too. Hey, we're in the SBG in 005. Very cool. Very cool. Great choice. Okay, I'm going to share my screen. I thought I had it all set up this time, but apparently I haven't. So let me go into StreamYard and do that. Okay, got to see a couple of watches today when I was at the AD. Got to see the Black Bay Pro, which is not too exciting. It was, it's an old watch now, but it was okay. I don't know if I liked it. It is pretty thick, as I'm sure you've heard many times from other people, but yeah, that's an absolute no-go for me, but it's a nice watch. I personally like faux patina, so the lume here was pretty good for me. Not the lume, but the indices. I mean, I thought that looked good. I like that the date wheel matched the what would you call it? The indices in terms of color. Yeah, it looked pretty good. This was Longines. What was it? Longines Heritage Classic, but not the sector dial, but the Longines Heritage Classic Chrono, I want to say. I was really impressed with this. That four is pretty nice. So, well, these considered Breguet numerals. I'm not quite sure, but yeah, I did think this was very nice. Again, a bit too thick. value-based movement, so understandable. But yeah, definitely not thicker than the BlackBerry Pro, but I don't know. I mean, the lugs were actually quite short on this. I was surprised. The lugs were manageable on this watch, so pretty pleased with that. Do you guys have any thoughts about the Longines? Longines says Reinhard. Yeah, yeah, you gotta be French, you know. You should put on my French accent and talk about the Longines. The Longines classic heritage sector. Wait, it's not a sector. Chronograph. I'll stop. Um, yeah, I really really like this piece, except save for the thickness, but you kind of have to put up with the thickness. Longines has a monopusher classic chronograph that has like a pulsometer on it. Uh, I'm not gonna look it up, but that one has a bit of a rounded case, so it's thick. It's just as thick, but it's kind of envelops the movement, I guess. And because it's rounded all the way around, I think it disguises the thickness a lot compared to this one. I think we've talked about it a lot, right? Having some sort of curvature really thins out the watch versus here when it's a straight slab side. We've talked about that quite a bit. Same problem here with the BlackBerry Pro. If there was some curvature to the case, I think it would significantly help the wearing experience, the look of the thickness. So it's a bit of a shame. I think if they use that other case, it would be a much more enjoyable of a watch to wear. Um, Young L. Young L says, "Hey, nice to meet you." But he says, "Guys, it's not Fotina, it's butterscotch." Yeah, yeah. Um, Aussie Expat says, "BlackBerry Pro, I love." Yeah, I was watching. So one thing my wife and I want to do at some point, maybe when the kids are older, is we want to take the train across Canada and do like really well, first class, enjoy the view the whole time. I think that would be so cool. But there was a gentleman. I don't know if you guys know. He seems to be really popular, but Jeb Brooks, and he seems to be a watch guy because I went down a rabbit hole of watching some of his videos, and he has in that video talking about the Canadian. It's what it's called. The train is called the Canadian. Um, he does occasional wristwatch checks while you're watching his videos, and it's really it's pretty cool as a watch guy, you know, to you know it's coming somewhere, whether it's one of his plane review videos or flight review videos or train review videos. You know, a wrist check is coming at some point, and he had a BlackBerry Pro, and then he had a Vacheron Constantin overseas dual time. I think it's called the dual time, and then he had a Grand Seiko show, I think, one of the GMTs. So he's a watch guy. He's a total watch guy. So it's really cool to see. If you guys haven't seen him, very entertaining videos. Jeb Brooks. I highly recommend it. But yeah, that's something we want to do when we're a bit older. Peter Francis is asking if I have a ceiling fan over your right shoulder. Seems like something is flickering. And yes, there is a ceiling fan. It's running pretty fast right now. I can't have the AC on because, well, we don't really have a central AC, and it's too loud to have like the unit that we have in the room. So putting up with the heat. It's thicker than the Pro. We're talking about the Longines probably. The Longines Spirit Chronos that thick. Yeah. Labatt Ice was the same thing, he says. Who is no, I can't do it. Bibliotech. That's a library, right? Where's your library, pal? Okay. The 9 and 6 indices on the new launching Conquest GMT looks off to me. Conquest GMT, like the Hydro Conquest, is that what you're talking about, Marcus? I know the. Let's look that up together. Longines Hydro Conquest GMT. 9 and 6. 9 and 6. Maybe he did mean Conquest. Should I look that up? Is there a Conquest GMT? There is. There is. Okay, well, looks fine. Looks fine to me. 9 and 6. All right. Well, maybe this one. 9 and 6. Well, the 9's cut off here, and the 6 looks okay, I think. What do you guys think of chopped off numerals? Is that a thing you think about? I don't mind it. I kind of like it. I like a bit of chaos in a watch, like the power reserve indicators in Grand Seikos, right? Like the spring drive power reserve indicator. It's perfect dial, beautiful sunburst finish, and then chaos. I don't know. I find asymmetry and weirdness a little appealing. Let's see what else you guys are saying. Brain grenades, says Steve. I want to take the night train through Canada. Well, it's 4 nights, I think. You should, Rob. You totally should. Hey, we should do it together. Our 10-year anniversary is coming up, so not soon, in a couple of years, but that would be so much fun. Could you imagine? Yeah, Chaz. Is this the scenic railroad luxury train that runs through the Denver flats? Yes. Yeah, that was just an unflattering wrist check. It was a beautiful train ride otherwise. So Reinhardt says Black Bay Pro looks good on me. Well, thank you. I didn't think it was too comfortable though, although I didn't try it on the bracelet. It'll probably be way more comfortable on the bracelet. Great. Now sounds just to read all these weird comments 30 years ago. I skipped through some. Hey, Paul's here. Paul, did I say hi to you? Used to pull the Hey Misters too. Again, no idea what you guys are talking about, but I'm gonna scroll right down. Hydro Conquest is Cabby Lake, Kevin S. St. Ides. I'm guessing that's a beer. Okay, so Marcus was saying Hydro Conquest. Jane seems to like it, so I accept it. No numerals overcutting the numerals. Oh, okay. I don't know how I feel about that. I think if there are no numerals, I'd be okay with no numerals if they push the dials out, the subdials out. The problem though is that would require some engineering. They could make the dials bigger. If they made the subdials bigger though, then they'd encroach into the 2 and the 10. So I see what you're saying, but I kind of don't mind this. I kind of like it actually. But I do understand what you're saying. Paul also has no problem with it and likes asymmetry. Let's see. Omega Helium Escape Valves, I'm a fan. I like the previous gen one. The one you have, the Seamaster you have. That's the way they should have kept it. Because it's the cylindrical one versus the conical one. I can't quite enjoy the conical one. It's okay, but the cylindrical one is much better. And my Planet Ocean has that cylindrical one as well. Seiko's at their best when they do funky stuff. Great views of plastic patio chairs. Yeah, that was a funny one. Want to be like, hey Bobby, thank you again for a super chat. You're too generous, sir. Family trip through Canada, sign me up. Yeah, we should do it. I mean, our kids aren't going to be that much older in a year and a half, but hey, I'm sure we could figure out some kind of living situation with the grandparents or something. But the one thing though is I'd find it really hard to be away from the kids for that long. But I'm sure that excellent train ride would help me feel better. Okay, let's keep going. Of course. Oh, it crashed. My Chrome tab crashed. Refresh. Exit page. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Here we go. This is the Longines Pilot Magitech. My AD was saying you don't pronounce it that way. It's the Mayatech. The J is Y. So Bobby Legs would love this watch. Sorry, Rob. Mr. Yoma Shop. So yeah, this is the Longines Pilot Mayatech, and it was very cool. I really I thought this I thought this would be really ugly to see, but in person it was really, really cool. So it's 43 millimeters in diameter. Absolutely no way that I could pull this off, but it was interesting to see. And I thought this little tooth, the indicator, I'm guessing some kind of GMT indicator of some sort. You turn this this bezel or I don't know how you'd call that, like a sawtooth bezel, coin edge bezel. You turn that bezel and the tooth follows, and it looks really good. Pointer. I should probably call it a pointer, not a tooth. But yeah, it's a very, very cool watch. Quite thick too. That's the other one. I guess I didn't get a profile shot of this one, but felt a little hefty, felt a little thick, but didn't feel out of balance. But yeah, I enjoyed it. Let's see how many licks to get to the center of Tootsie Roll. Yeah, someone did that. Someone on YouTube actually measured how many licks. If you're interested. Hey, Pansy Dribba, good to see you. Thank you for the congratulations. Okay, cool Spinnaker, bro. You know what? I think you ruined this watch for me, Kevin. I can totally see the spinnakerness of this. Okay. That is truly hideous, says Cabby Lake. Hey, Justin, good to see you. Sandra, bring the humor. That's a lot of bezel steel. It's a lot. It is cool though. Looks bigger. Looks bigger than a big pilot on Sanjay's wrist. Oh, I don't know about that. All right. Mission accomplished, said Kevin. Yeah. I mean, I'm never. There was no risk of me ever purchasing this, so I only now appreciate it less. So I guess mission accomplished in that way. This is the cool one, and I know Kevin saw this recently too. So this is the SPGA 481, I want to say. So it's the Tokyo Lion. Grand Seiko with the lion case, Godzilla case, I guess you could say, you could call it that as well. But it's large, but man, is it cool. It's so very cool. I really enjoyed seeing this, spending some time with it. But yeah, I think it's pretty rare. I believe it's loomed. Yeah, it is loomed. So it's pretty rare to see a loomed Grand Seiko, just for starters. So I really like that. And you got this lion's mane dial, which is also, if I'm not mistaken, like the Shunbun style dial, right? Or the season's winter. I think it's the same dial texture. It might be a little different in terms of pattern, but I'm pretty sure it's the same texture. That said, it is very cool, and the case is just absolutely bonkers. It's so wild. I honestly was considering it for a little bit there. I know I can't pull it off. It's just too much for me. But I think it's a really cool watch. Yeah, nothing crazy. It's expensive. So 14,000 Canadian dollars, if I'm not mistaken. Very expensive watch. It doesn't have the newer um, movements. It has a 9R65, if I'm not mistaken. So you're paying for basically the inflation, you're paying for supply chain issues, and you're paying for the case. The case is worth it. If I'm not mistaken, I remember looking at the Godzilla way back, and being balking at the price at 11,000 Canadian, and that was 3 years ago. I want to say maybe 2 years ago. I think it was 3 years ago. So I was balking at the price at 11,000, and it's funny now you see 14,000 and you go, yeah, I guess so. um, but let's look up the Grand Seiko Godzilla. I'm curious about the pricing there. A beautiful watch that a few of our friends own. And man, I seriously wish I purchased this. I kick myself every day. I'm not gonna purchase it now. I'm even if there's a deal. I think I'm set in my ways in a sense. I do want to make that Cartier Santos work. So um yeah. Let's see prices on this. Spring Drive Godzilla. Price. 12,700. Okay, maybe I'm wrong. I don't know why I thought I saw 11,000 Canadian, but yeah. My apologies. Okay, so 14,000 Canadian doesn't seem so bad now. Oh, okay. Oh, there you go. But I seriously wish I did get this. I'm still really curious about the price. I really am. Okay, Hodinkee is going to have US pricing. US pricing, I have a bit more context. So 12,500. Man. Okay. No, that wouldn't be Mandela effect. I guess it would be a false memory then. Okay. Anyway, let's see what you guys are saying here. That's nice, says Clayton, about that Grand Seiko. Paul and Chaz are liking it too. Kevin says looks good on your wrist. You can do it. I don't know. Could I do this? I could do this. I totally could do this. Just so cool. Oh yeah, that's a watch that gives you like the butterflies, you know. Although I wish it was the Godzilla. Our friends who own the Godzilla, you guys should consider getting that bracelet. I really like the bracelet on this watch. Again, very foolish of me to not get a picture of this bracelet, but I thought it was really good. Hey, Bobby K is here. Watch Medicine. So at the end of last week, I believe I asked you if you had any watches upcoming in the future, and you said no. Anything changed? Yeah. Well, yeah, things changed during the week, so I wasn't lying. So you know, uh, that our hand looks decidedly modern. It does. It does, and it doesn't look bad. You know, it looks good. Kevin says most all Grand Seiko sport watches have lume. The GMT you just bought has lume. Yes, it does. And you know, it's kind of why one of the reasons I wanted it. And you're right. Most sports, yeah, most if not all, as you said, sports watches do have lume. I feel I could be wrong, but I feel like Grand Seiko doesn't do a whole lot of sports watches. I may be making a mistake there, but I feel like it's not as common as their dressier elegance or heritage line of watches. You know? So I think what I say still stands. If what I just said is true, it's kind of rare to see loomed Grand Seikos in context, I should say. Like the Sea of Clouds dial. There you go. That's another good parallel. Can they service Grand Seiko in the US or Canada? I believe so. I believe Grand Seikos are serviced in the US. I don't believe they can be finished, like Zaratsu polished. I don't know if that's changed recently, but I think for Zaratsu polishing, you have to go to Japan. But they'll deal with that, right? If you send it to a service center, I don't think you really have to think about it, other than the fact that you'll be missing your watch for an extended period of time if it has to go to Japan. Marcus saying, I don't see anyone wearing this watch for a week. Kevin says it wears great. Real statement piece from Grand Seiko. Best sport watch they make for sure. Maybe this family is the best sport family. I'd still say the Godzilla is better. This has had that radial pattern, which is so nice. Let me show it again. You know, so it's the same case, but I think this dial is better. I know that's completely subjective, but oh, would you look at that? Would you just take a look at that? Justin saying they need to make more cases like that. Oh, could you imagine if they made it smaller? Like instead of 45, they did a 40. I know we're way smaller, but my wrist is really small, and most people can pull this one off. I'd say anyone with a 6.5 inch wrist could pull this one off. And I'm not pulling a Tim Masso there. Anyone with a 6.5 inch wrist could pull this off. I'm on the shorter end of the stick there. Angles on angles. I know Grand Seiko calls this like the lion case. It always makes me think of like a snake, like a open mouth viper, you know, fangs kind of case. I think they should call it that. I guess a snake case doesn't sound as good, huh? A lion is a more noble creature. A snake, yeah. You snake is more of an insult than you lion. So I guess going with the lion is a better idea. Kara Joy saying the strap is what really makes the Godzilla. I mean, the strap is really cool. Sharkskin, if I'm not mistaken. I think the dial is what makes the Godzilla, and the case. Oh, you can't just boil it down to the strap, Kara Joy. You can't do that. Money quoting Deb here. All purchases are unplanned until they are planned. Kevin answering my earlier thing about lume on Grand Seiko is not as common, but they make quite a few sport watches. Most are pretty large, so you may not gravitate towards them. Yeah, you're probably right. Hey, Conspiracy, good to see you. Bobby K asking which can be kept better under control. It's not just new watch purchases or the Canadian wildfires. Ooh, would that be like a too soon? Oh man, I don't know. You probably could control me a bit better. Sympathy for the Bezel saying Grand Seiko serviced in Mawa. Never heard of that place. New Jersey. Cool. Okay, so Kevin was talking about the case design. He favors the Godzilla also. Yeah. With you there. Michael, hey, Michael Nauer, good to see you. That case looks like the inspiration for the Beaver bracelet. But I'm not familiar with Jean-Claude Biver's new brand. I don't know if there's a bracelet that was kind of similar to this, but okay, moving on. Hey, this is the watch that I got. I mean, I was really tempted at this point. This is one of the reasons I went to the AD. Main reason I went into town today was to get my car serviced. But on the way, I got to pass the AD, and this was one of the reasons I wanted to go there, because I wanted to, because considering what I said last week, right? That I would take this over the GMT Master 2, that I would take this family of watches. I wanted to double check and recant it if that wasn't the case. So basically on stream tonight, right now, I was going to recant my statement, having learned a bit more about Rolex through the week as well. Some really surprising stuff that I had kind of written off. So I respect Rolex a bit more now, having learned some of the things that I have. But I wanted to go try this, and I think the proof kind of is in the pudding, because I didn't okay, so I took the Black Bay 58 bronze was the watch that left, right? But I so didn't intend for that to happen that I didn't even have the watch with me. So like the Black Bay 58 bronze is still in my possession. It's like an IOU. I just have to take it to my AD very soon. But that's how enamored I was by this watch. So yeah, I took a look at this watch, spent some time with it, and I remembered why I like this. And so it came home with me, and I said, "Hey, I owe you a Black Bay 58 bronze. Is that okay?" And they said, "Yep, that is okay." So, hey, I still get to review the Black Bay 58 bronze, give it the review of death, and it's like the Sanjay version of Viking funeral. So I hope to do that through this week, because I still have the Black Bay 58 bronze for another week. But yeah, great watch. Really enjoyed this watch. Hence, it's on my wrist right now. Not interested in the Miss Flake, says Cabby Lake. The other thing, if you guys watched the Rebel stream on Amin Watch Reviews, Amin's channel, he did a Rebel stream filling in for Bobby Legs while Bobby Legs was on vacation. He talked a bit about case finishing. We talked a bit about it during the week too. What about case finishing makes it more expensive in a watch? Because there are watches that are cheaper, right? More affordable, like Crystal Ward 12, the cheaper Seikos, like the Seiko Steelmaster, which is the SPB 185, and a bunch of, I'm sure you can think of plenty of watches that are cheaper but have incredible finishing. So if they can do that, then what bearing does finishing have on final price of the watch? The only thing would be like hand finishing, right? Like Zaratsu polishing is done by hand. Apparently, Rolex finishes their cases by hand, even though Tim Masu scoffs at that consistently. So hand finishing adds expense, but case finishing itself doesn't mean a whole lot. Now, my point about the mist flake is, again, I'm still processing this. I'm still thinking about this a lot, but I am starting to move away from appreciating the Evolution 9 case because it seems like I'm pretty sure the brushing isn't done by hand. I haven't seen Grand Seiko talk about the brushing, like the brush surface is being added by hand. I would think that's done by machine, and then the case is polished by hand, right? Again, I'm making some assumptions, so just so you know, those are my assumptions. The case is brushed by machine, polishing, Zaratsu polishing is done by hand, and the Evolution 9 case strips away a lot of the Zaratsu polishing. It's minimal. There's only a couple of bevels, maybe the points, the edge of the lugs, and still processing this. So the mist flake has kind of fallen from grace for me a little bit, at least in this turbulent time where I'm thinking about this stuff. Um, I hope I'm not. I hope I'm not making. I hope I'm not talking nonsense, but please correct me if I am. But I'm losing my what would you call it? I'm losing my reverence to the Evolution 9 case, and I'm going like gung ho toward 44 GS style case, 62 GS style case, that has way more, Zaratsu polishing, and it makes sense. I'd pay more for that. And if the brushing is done by hand, Grand Seiko effectively cut a corner and is asking more money for it. So I'm not too fond of that. But, still trying to do my due diligence here, still learning. I still want to know how they brush their surfaces. Maybe, maybe they do it by hand, but I don't think so. I'll find out. So Kevin says Sanjay shows us all by making a watch trade. I'm convinced now. Yeah. Dripping in sarcasm there, Kevin. Does the bezel on your GMT rotate? No, it's a fixed ceramic bezel. So no, it's right there on screen. Why am I showing my wrist? Fixed ceramic bezel. Main reason I went to town is to get my car serviced. See, spoke too soon there, oil money. Spoke too soon. I didn't take a single watch box in my bag or in the trunk. That would have been a bit of a risk, huh? If I had left a bunch of watches, for any service tech to just grab. It wouldn't have worked. Anyone bet on how long Sanjay would be Grand Seiko-less? Good question. Good question, Underachieving Watch Collector. Kevin S. asking if it was straight trade. It was not a straight trade. I had to put in a bit of cash, but it was definitely worth it. Like, it wasn't a lot of money that I put in, so almost budget neutral. Yeah. Not really. Couple of $1,000, but I thought that was really worth it. London Voice, is this real? It is real. It is real. Evil Nine's direction again. Grand Seiko says, Kevin. Hey, Colin. Hey, good to see you. Congratulations on all, Sanjay. I assume this is the perfect Grand Seiko. It's not. It's not, Colin. It's not the perfect Grand Seiko. But it's good. It's good. It's a good Grand Seiko. It's a good Grand Seiko. The pause may give you guys concern, but I'm just making sure I'm saying the right thing. It is a good Grand Seiko. Let's see. Sanjay is talking all that jive. No clue what that means. Grand Seiko needs to settle on a definitive case design style for its sport watches. They're still searching. Yeah. I think you're right. I feel like the new divers have an Evolution 9 style case, right? Like with the black water dial thing. Black Lake Sewer diver. Let's look that one up. What was that? The SLGA, just gonna guess here, 015. Hey, got it. I got it. I got it. I got it. Yeah. Oh boy, that is a gorgeous diver. Man, it's so good. Ah, why does it have to be so big? But yeah, Evolution 9 style going on there. I feel like that's a bit more of an aggressive bevel going on there. Yeah, I can see like the Evolution 9 design here. So maybe they're gonna stick with that. Maybe everything, yeah, like you said, Evolution 9 is Grand Seiko's future, right? Which is very unfortunate, in my opinion. Okay, I should say for now, in my current state of thinking. AP asking, does the GMT come with half link? It sure does. Sure does. 2 half links and a micro adjust clasp. You guys here with the Grand Seiko doesn't do micro adjust. Look at that. Look at that. I'm just joking. Grand Seiko barely does micro adjust. So, Tobester Donkey. Hi. Welcome. I have the SVG 263 version of that GMT. USA only 110 police Eagle edition. Oh yeah, I remember that one. Brown dial, right? With the radial pattern. Yeah, that was cool. I think it was very low production as well. Super curious to see that again. SBG E263. 263. Oh yeah. Very cool. Yeah. Brown and gold. Something on brown and gold. Looks really good. Not too thrilled about the, I mean, it's very nice. I don't know about that pattern though. Yeah, Eagle Eye. Eagle Eye is a really good name for that. Okay. Great choice, by the way, Tobester McDonkey. Kevin says, I do really like this Geospring Dive GMT. I've not thought of getting the black dial version with the red accents. Yeah, it's very cool. 14.7 millimeter thick Grand Seiko. What, this one? Yeah. Yeah. But it doesn't feel that way. Life is searching his soul. You're not wrong. I was making sure. I don't want to lie to myself or lie to you, right? Blackberry GMT is 14.5, says Marcus F. That's thin for a Grand Seiko sports watch. Colin says, in all honesty, I think it's a good looking watch. Hope you enjoy it. Thank you, sir. Thank you. That's very kind. I think I will. Bought it at a Grand Seiko boutique in Beverly Hills. The dial is amazing. Best in my collection. Yeah. Yeah, I can definitely see those holes drilled in the clasp. Sweet. Yeah. I was pulling your leg, Colin. I was pulling your leg. Reinhard asking if it's a new watch. Yes, sir. Got Grand Seiko back in the collection. Okay, let's keep going before we run out of time. This is, again, looking at the Evolution 9 case. I was thinking about that stuff while I was looking at this. So the Zaratsu finishes, thinking about this, it's on this bevel here. It's in the mid case here between the lugs, and the conical part of the bezel is Zaratsu polished as well. I mean, compare that to any of the other Grand Seiko case designs, like the Snowflake. Your entire side is Zaratsu polished. You got a nice bevel that goes from a narrow bevel to a thick bevel in the middle. Pretty complex. Don't even have to talk about the 44 GS case, 62 GS case. I shouldn't assume everyone knows the the 62 GSK. So let me pull the steel version, 271, I think. Yeah. So this is a 62 GS case. Oh, absolutely magnificent. So yeah, very complicated case design here. I'm guessing the polishing is done by hand, the brushing is not. So it seems like Grand Seiko is cutting a corner here and making us pay extra. So yeah, I don't know why the Evolution 9 costs more. But that was the Lake Sua, the new Lake Sua, the third Lake Sua from Grand Seiko, which I'm sure the original Lake Sua owners are really thrilled about. But honestly, I think the dial on this is a bit better too. This one has a lighter blue dial, so it's that much more vibrant. Like that looks like actual water, and it looks amazing, absolutely amazing. There was the other Lake Sua, what was it? The SLGA 017. I don't think it was the 017. No, it wasn't. I'm not gonna do look around for that. But there was the other Lake Sua and the first Lake Sua, which is the limited edition. So there was a medium one, a dark one, and this is the light one. I think this should have been on the limited edition with the gold Grand Seiko logo, gold Grand Seiko applied, or the gold Grand Seiko printing. But oh well. Yes, that's one. I vote this to be Bobby Legs' new watch. Bobby Legs, if you're watching this later or tomorrow, forget the Marine Master. You got to get this one. So this is the Oris Holstein edition. Holstein. 250 piece limited edition. Pretty cool purple dial. I gotta say that's pretty cool. I'm not sure what the bezel is. It looks shiny, so I'm thinking it's ceramic, but it kind of made me think of tungsten for some reason. I'm not sure, but yeah, I didn't take a picture of the case back because there was a teddy bear with a dive suit in there, and this has got the caliber 500, no jumping minute hand at all. Very impressed at how Oris has ironed that out. But 5,800 Canadian. Whew. I don't know. I mean, I love the Aquas. I don't know if I'd pay 5,800 though. Let's see what you guys are saying here. AP saying off topic. Have you talked about Frederic Constant monolithic on your channel? A nice spring drive-ish movement. I wouldn't say it's spring drive-ish. Right? Yeah, I feel like it's very, very different tech. Maybe the sweep is similar to spring drive because it has very high frequency. But like I don't think we've talked about it. But from my understanding is there is a oscillating disc, which isn't. Yeah, I don't know enough to talk about it in detail. I should look it up. But there's this oscillating disc that flexes or vibrates in not egregious, but a really large amount of times, way higher than 28.8, and so the second hand almost is imperceivably smooth, while spring drive it's actually smooth. There is an electromagnetic brake, and the spring is pushing this the glide wheel, and there's a brake that slows it down or speeds it up to keep time. But yeah, I mean the monolithic is really cool. It's a really cool tech. I think Zenith tried to do that with the Extreme Lab. I want to say I could be wrong, but yeah, I haven't seen one in person though. It's very cool. Let's see. More is more. More isn't always better. You sure you're not American? Uh, looks awesome, says Paul. I'm guessing it means the Lake Sua. Yeah, it looks good. It's a good looking watch. I'm just processing the whole cost delta, the cost delta. Kevin says Sanji loves that case. Is it through them already? Yeah, I have. But I've had way more 44 GS cases. So Colin says he loves he likes the 62 GS case, favorite case. Yeah. Ooh, that'd be cool to see you get one, Colin. You should get one. AP asking, do you still have your SBGX26X? I do not. I would have kept it, but I definitely put it towards or traded it towards something else. So unfortunately, a lot of my watches are gone, but I am changing that. Sincerely, I sincerely hope that I'm changing that. That my objective as a collector is to settle down and not buy stuff or trade stuff and keep flipping. Kevin S prefers the original Lake Sua. To Bester McDonkey says the same. I like the gold accents and the secondhand better, he says. Yeah, I agree. Gold accents were really nice. Pansier Ribeye says just bought the SPGB 225 pre-owned, waiting for it to ship from Japan. Oh, excellent. Great choice. Peter Woodman, hey, nice to meet you. The GMT you unboxed is spectacular. Grand Seiko styles are just incredible. Agreed. And thank you. That's very kind. Hey, Mark. Nice to meet you. Glasuta Original, says he. Yes, sir. Great brand. Bill Case's tungsten bezel on that, Oris. Thanks, Bill. That's good to know. Yeah, it did have a tungsten like feeling. I don't know what that means, but I immediately thought tungsten. I don't know why. Colin had one and sold it. The Shunbun. Why did I feel like that was the one for him too? Maybe I forgot that he owned it. Maybe I knew. I think I knew that he owned it. Yeah, you're right. I remember celebrating. Sympathy for the bezel says, what's your current collection look like now? I've got 4 core watches and a few sentimental watches. So one vintage watch from Walter, a couple of G-Shocks, which are very sentimental, from other friends like Chaz and Clayton, and my wife's watch, which I wear now, 34 millimeter Presage and another 34 millimeter Presage. And yeah, the other 4 would be my Spring Drive GMT, Planet Ocean, Zenith Defy 36, and one more that I can't remember. Oh, of course, the best one. Not the best one, but SJE093, of course. How could I forget that one? So yeah, just 4 watches, but hope to add Cartier Santos Medium at some point. Hopefully sooner rather than later. Peter says commented many times, but nice to meet you too. Sorry, Peter. It's yeah, I should know if you have commented that many times. So no excuses. But I won't forget you now. Huh? Hey, Dib. Good to see you. I thought Momi was off Grand Seiko. No. Never. Okay, one more watch, I think. Oh, it's this one. Longines Spirit Zulu Time 39 mil. Pretty excited to see this one too. I know the 42 is the other one. That one was it wasn't too bad to wear. but it was on the bracelet especially. It was a bit too much for me. This one I think still is a bit too much. I didn't get a profile shot, unfortunately, but um, yeah, I thought this was a pretty good watch. Interesting bezel feeling. Not sure I enjoyed it. It's yeah, the clicks. I'm trying to articulate it, but it felt rubbery. Um, maybe that's the best way. It's like rubber sliding on rubber, kind of a weird tension to it. But yeah, I'm not sure if I liked it. Maybe it'll grow on me if I were to get one. I don't think I would. I think I prefer the regular Spirit. Although it was nice that this one had a screw down crown. Um, GMT. One thing I didn't like was when I was articulating the watch, when I was using the watch, setting the time, jumping the GMT hand, not the GMT hand, but the hour hand. The whole, like all the hands vibrated with every click of the hand. So like all the hands seemed to shift with every click, and that just felt a little cheap. And it's not a terribly cheap watch. I mean, definitely one of the cheapest GMTs. That's also, pretty good quality, but I was a little disappointed overall speaking. Like I mean, to be fair, that'll only happen when you're setting the watch, right? Like the whole thing just vibrating a little bit. But here's where the GMT Master 2 comes. Like when you try, okay, I can't even compare those because that's 3 times the price of this thing. So maybe that's not a fair comparison. But all that said, um, it did feel like, that vibration felt a little shoddy, when you're setting the time. Um, let's see. To Bester, it says, I love Grand Seiko, but you gotta have Rolex. Sure. I would. I totally would own Rolex. It's just there's a gap in what I'm willing to pay, my perceived value of the watch versus the asking value of the watch, and I'm not willing to make that jump personally. Like I would love to own a 36 mil Explorer, preferably the modern one, maybe the older one. I know Dib showed me a listing of an older one, which is kind of temptingly close to what I would be willing to pay. Um, if I'm not mistaken, Dib, I think that was last generation, right? The 36 mil. So I don't know. Yeah, there's still that delta that I'm not willing to make that jump. But maybe at some point, either that delta will close because of the market, or maybe I'll gain appreciation for Rolex and be willing to make that jump, right? So maybe one day. LE says, can I ask you a question about SLA divers versus Grand Seiko bracelets? SLA divers versus Grand Seiko bracelets, are they close in quality? So I'm guessing the bracelets of both of them. I mean, I guess they're close. There's definitely there's a perceived increase in quality. Like there's a noticeable, is what I mean. There's a noticeable increase in quality with the Grand Seiko bracelets on their divers, but they're pretty close. Yeah, I don't know if that'll help, but if you're at an AD, I think it would be good if you looked at them side by side. But I think they're close enough to each other. Yeah, generally speaking, at least. Clasps are pretty much identical, though. Yeah, almost. Okay, moving on. Thinking about it too much. Cabby asking, how light is that blue on the Zulu? Is it navy or bright on lighting? It is more on the side of navy. It's pretty dark, but it's clearly blue. You wouldn't mistake it for black. Yeah, I hope that helps. GL Unit 416, hello. Says, I handled a Santos medium a month ago at Maison Burks, Chinook. Yeah. I'm sure it was really nice. I've only handled the large. No, I think I've tried on at an AD some time ago, pre-COVID, when I thought I would never spend that kind of money on a Santos or on a watch for that matter. But yeah, it's far back enough that I don't really remember what it was like. But I have tried the large, and that was excellent. So, wish someone would measure the end link to end link length on the 39. That is a good question. I didn't have my calipers with me. I didn't think of doing that. I would estimate it to be around 51 to 52. Just an estimate, though. I'm not 100% sure on that. Says stay away from Rolex, just not worth the money at retail. Not for me. Not for me. No. It's just me. I know, Detroit. As far as my man will spend 3 to 4K on Seiko. He won't spend 10K on a watch that worth 20K. I know what you're saying. I know. But what is worth to others isn't what it's worth to me. That's the thing. So, I don't know. If I was trying to make money, then sure, I'll buy the Rolex at retail, but I'm not trying to make money. I'm not trying to make money that way. So, it's irrelevant to me. I'm sorry. I should think more before I talk, but Kevin, your lawyer skills, you must be an excellent lawyer. I'm this week, like the past I probably should be telling you this personally, but the past few days I was so careful of every single word that I said because I thought, man, I'm gonna get destroyed. but yeah, love you, Kevin. You're the best. All right, guys. Well, I'm tired, and I'm gonna get destroyed if I say any more. See, this is good. How about trying just not to lose money? Yeah. I know. I see. My intentions are good. Right? Yeah. What was that saying? The road to hell is paved with good intentions. Anyway, that's not a correct saying or wrong saying or anything like that. I don't know. I haven't thought about that saying too much. Okay. Guys, thank you so much for spending some time with me. This is a lot of fun. I really enjoy these solos sometimes, especially when you guys are here. You are all a lot of fun to be with. So remember, guys, you are infinitely valuable. You are you're precious. You're worth it. You really are. Really. Yeah, I hope you know that. Take care, everyone. Stay safe. See you tomorrow for Watch Soup on the Bobby Legs YouTube channel. Good night. Talk to you soon.